Hello, and welcome to the Frivolous and Frugal Knitting Podcast. We are two sisters and a niece who share, or we talk about our fondness for knitting, the things that we create, and the love we have for the knitting community. And we do it with a twist of both the frivolous and the frugal. I am Frivolous Dawn, and in our family's birth order, I am the fourth of 8 children. I wonder who my other sister is.
Oh, I'd be faithful, Nicky. I'm number 3 in the birth order.
And I'm Fearless Miss Brianna, and I am the daughter of number 7 in the family's birth order.
We got it right. Yeah.
I practiced.
We do have another member of the knitting podcast family who I'm sure you are looking to see if she's on the screen. But Frugal Miss Penny is not able to join us today and probably won't be able to for the next couple of months. Now, she is fine. She's just crazy busy. And in her words, she has too many penguins on the iceberg. So between being 2 jobs, a wife, a mom, a grandma, she's just a little focused right now on doing those things. And so I'm sure we'll see her in the next few months. So a little bit of background, we've had just a little jump in subscribers. The whole frivolous frugal concept between Penny and I was really obvious when we started. Penny is frugal and I am not. But you should know a little bit more about Nicky and Brianna on whether or not they are frivolous or frugal. So let's start with you, Nicky. Frivolous or frugal?
Oh, I'd be frugal, probably even more so than Penny. So that's hard to believe.
Oh my goodness. And I wonder if we put Brianna's dad in the mix. Who's more frugal between those 3?
I'd say Michael.
Wow, man, I must have fell off the turnip truck. How did I get in the mix?
Turnip truck.
Okay, there's an Iowa term, fell off a turnip truck. Okay, and that's like right up there with I've been hog wild. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Miss Brianna, frivolous or frugal?
I'm definitely impressionable. It changes with who I'm with. I enjoy both. Honestly, I enjoy both.
And I described you to somebody saying you're the nice mix between. If there's a really nice yarn you want and it may not be in your budget right now, you don't hesitate to save until you can get it.
That's true.
And so when you say impressionable, that is perfect because it is a nice blend of the two. That whole concept of saving money is a new concept for me. All right. Well, before we go any farther, you may want to grab your knitting, your favorite note-taking device, and definitely a sense of humor. And we're going to start episode 98 of the Frivolous and Frugal Knitting Podcast. So, Brianna, what is around your neck?
I am wearing Pearless by Romy Hill. And this was a project that I did early in my knitting adventures. I knit it on Heavenly DK Uncommon Thread, which was a gift to me. It is cashmere, silk, and alpaca blend. So obviously it feels like butter. And it was a really quick knit because I just didn't want to put it down. I knit it on a size 7 needle. And I would definitely put it at a 5 on the Frugalometer.
5 for the fiber?
5 for the fiber. And I would say probably like a 3 or 4 for the pattern because it was, I think we said 7.
Yeah, I think it is $7 now.
The thing I learned with this project was when you're knitting with 2 skeins, but from 2 different dye lots, you can see when I switched skeins that the color changes just slightly. But with a shawl, I never wear it hanging straight, so you'd never see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy this one. It has to be one of my go-tos. This one and the Hitchhiker, I feel like I grab the most.
Yeah, I would agree. There is something about that yarn. Oh, the feel of that yarn is amazing. Yeah. I am wearing Yume or Yume. I've heard it pronounced both ways. It's a sweater by Isabell Kraemer, and I did not knit it. This was a gift. Can you believe that? A gift. Joanne from Magpie's Cottage gifted me this sweater. It is knit out of Cantada, which I think is a yarn by Cascade. I do not know the colorway. I know nothing about the needle size or anything like that. You know what I love about Joanne? She picks a yarn she likes and makes it work. So I think she would say something like, well, with the gauge I got, I went up 4 needle sizes, down 4 pattern sizes, and did this little twist and turn. So I have no idea how she did it, but it is beautiful. And Yume currently, I didn't even look at the prices because I don't know nothing. I don't know about the yarn. I don't know about what she paid for the pattern. So I will say it's priceless because it was a gift from a good friend.
Mm.
All right, faithful Nicky, what are you wearing? Do I see something?
You do. I was gifted this hat, the Muscle Burrow, from Irene from 3-Ply. If it wasn't 95 degrees out today, I would wear it, but it's beautiful, and thank you, Irene, for taking the time to make it for me.
Yeah, can you, when you take it off your head, pull it out so we can see both yarns? Look at that. That speckle is spectacular.
I love the rib.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, that's you, yeah, because that's not in the original pattern. Wow. And that felt good around your head, Nicky?
Yeah, it'll be nice and warm from shoveling and being outside this winter. Yeah.
Very good. The Muscle Burrow hat is a pattern by Ysolda Tig. So, all right. Well, thank you, Irene. That was a very great gift.
Very nice.
All right. So, I will tell you what my Ruby mannequin is wearing. That was a pattern I knit that started actually, it was the pattern I wanted to learn brioche. And it took me a couple of years on other brioche projects before I tackled this one. This is Sizzle Pop. It's a pattern by Leslie Ann Robinson. She is the designer behind Knit Graffiti. The yarn, 2 colors as you'll see. The darker, what almost on the screen looks like black, is a really dark gray. That's by Leading Men Fiber Arts. It's their Diva base, and the colorway is Darkest Hour. The beautiful yarn that you're seeing here is by Northbound Knitting in their fingering weight silk base yarn. It's called Metallurgy, and it is hues of silver, gold, and bronze. So, I love this. I love brioche. Yeah, so a good friend of mine, Pam, and I knit this together, and it was definitely during the pandemic because we'd have to get on Zoom and help each other with some of the things. So I look at it and think I need to be doing more brioche because I just love that pattern. A little bit of detail on that. It's knit on a US 4. The pattern is currently on sale on Ravelry for $8. On the Frugalometer, I gave $3 signs for the fiber, and I gave $2 signs for the pattern. Overall, it's a smaller shawl. You know, I love the 100-inch wide. This is probably about 70 inches wide. So a little hard for me to hold it in place when I'm wearing it. So I need to either use a shawl pin or a magnetic closure. But, and you know, brioche is supposed to be 2-sided, and it is 2-sided, but the back side is definitely, it gives you a different look. I think I see the brioche better from this side. So, but it is reversible. So that is what Miss Ruby is wearing. All right, Miss Brianna, what do I see? Some needles moving. What are you working on?
Well, I am still knitting my Old Faithful, the Tenacity by Cold Comfort Knits. I'm still enjoying it immensely. This was our mini meetup. This was the 3rd year that I had brought it, but honestly, I really enjoy it. I'm knitting it with the Regia Premier Silk in this like kind of rose colorway. On the Frugalometer, I think I change my mind every single time I say this, but I think it's probably a 3 for the yarn and the pattern. And it's a needle size US 1, which is different than the pattern calls for. Let's see. Yep. That's what I'm knitting. Oh, and then I also cast something on at the mini meetup. The okay, this is the result of lots of, I think, peer pressure and FOMO, because I've seen everybody knit so many of these and they look so cute. So I finally did it. I cast on the Ranunculus by Midori Hiroshi. And I have it cast on, and that's about it. So you can see there's not a whole lot to it yet, but I'm knitting that with the Sestari sock collection. It's cotton wool blend, 75% cotton, 25% wool. And this one I actually got on sale while we were in Chicago at the Flock. So on the Frugalometer, I would put this one at a 2 for yarn, and probably for the pattern about a 2 as well. It's on a needle size 10. So
You are doing it on a 10.
I am. They said whatever, the pattern said whatever weight yarn, do it on a 10. So I'm trying to trust it. But boy, it's going to be, you can see right through it.
Yep.
Which I kind of like, honestly. It'll be a cute, kind of whimsical, flowy top.
Oh, and I think when you try it on, that's a good description of it. And you know what? You can have a tank or a cami under it. And then, you know, I did the one, and I think I'd like to do another one.
Really?
I keep seeing people doing it in black.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kelly from Knits and Pieces is doing it in black right now with a little bit of sparkle, but I was thinking black with some black mohair.
Ooh.
Yeah, knitting it may not be the most joyful event, black on black, but there's something about that sweater. And I know so many people are doing it right now, and people just roll their eyes when you say I'm doing another ranunculus, but there's something about it. You'll love it, and I wouldn't be shocked that you do it. Once. All right.
I have probably frogged it 4 times though. I keep trying and trying and trying again with the pattern. For some reason, I don't know. I think I just keep doing it when I'm distracted or when I'm busy, because I really haven't knit anything other than tenacity in a long time, just because I don't have the brain space. So now I'm trying to learn something new and get the new pattern and sit down with my tablet and read the pattern while I'm knitting. And I keep getting off. So then I get frustrated. I have to set it aside and then I frog it.
Now, is that the pattern you get to choose between a wider neckline or a narrow neckline?
Yes.
And which one did you pick?
I picked the narrow one because I figured it could stretch.
Yep. And then is that the tubular cast on?
Yeah. Yeah. And I cast it on at the mini meetup, and I haven't done a tubular cast on probably in 2 or 3 years. But I was like, I think I understand it in concept. So I just winged it, and it definitely didn't work as intended, but I didn't try again. I just took my yarn out, and it looks like it worked. So I did it the long way in the wrong way, but it worked out in the end. But I didn't want to sit down and watch a YouTube video and take away from the mini meetup. I wanted to be involved. So I was like, it'll be fine.
We'll make it work. I can't wait to see what you think about it when you're done.
Yeah.
Definitely. I recently started the Italian summer scarf. It is you start obviously down here. It's a very simple pattern. The designer is called An Italian Knitter. She has a cute podcast too, if you're looking for a new podcast. I'm following the pattern as written. She recommends that you take the yarn that you pick and divide it right away in half. So either weigh it or divide it. I just weighed mine. And you keep increasing till you're halfway through, and then you decrease. So in my mind, it kind of looks like a Sophie scarf, but it's going to be a much bigger, wider. And it's a free pattern, you guys. So an Italian summer scarf. Let me tell you about the yarns. They are luscious. They're frivolous. Okay, Julie Asselin. Oh, I love her yarn. I got to meet her at Knit City, Montreal. Colorway. I have 2 skeins of this, and then I wish you guys could feel this. This is her mohair. It's the Anatoly colorway. It's 2 in bare. I also have 2 of these. So I'm going to see where one skein gets me. Again, I'm going to shoot for 90 inches wide, probably plus if I can get it. But wow, is that amazing if you could feel that. You know, my hands look like never mind. Yes, I am aging right before my eyes.
Oh, no.
You are so gracious. It's knit out of US 6 on the Frugalometer. I'm going to give the pattern a $1 sign because it is a free pattern. So make sure you get that. And I'm going to call the yarn a $4 sign. And I would hope maybe by the next podcast I'm done with this. I want to do the Sophie shawl. That's a pattern by Petite Knit. I'm going to compare it to this because if it's similar, I would have no need to buy that pattern. But I think I need in my wardrobe more single color knitwear because I tend to wear brighter colors or prints. And so it's nice to be able to grab one of these. I'd love to do one in a summer cotton or a linen too. That may be something fun for next. I know it's currently summer, but the odds of me getting it done while it's still summer are not good. So, yeah, very good. An Italian summer scarf. Everyone must cast one on. Now, Nicky, I know you're not a knitter. You can explain kind of your role in the podcast if you want, but she's going to share some interesting I don't know, tidbits. What would you call it? Information about the podcast. She does all of our behind the scene logistics. So just kind of dazzle us with some of your brilliance.
I don't know about brilliance, but I'm kind of a geek. I like doing number things, looking at, how things go. So I watch each of the episodes, keep track month to month, if they go up, go down, how many likes, comments, the length, all that. I look at that every month. And then I just compare month to month. And then, so just the first tidbit, the most views you've had on any episode is episode number 64. July 10th of 2021, you had 3,139 as of this month. So I find fun in just doing those geeky little things with numbers and finding out and keeping track of who makes comments on either YouTube or on Ravelry and just comparing the two lists and things like that.
So that's an interesting statistic because we have not quite 2,800 subscribers.
Yeah.
With 3,000 views. Wow, that's good. So
those little tidbits I like.
And I'm sure you have more to share with us as we go.
Oh, so, absolutely.
And then feel free at any time to wow us with golf terms. We would know if they were true or not. So you could.
I don't know. Brianna's learning how to play golf. She might catch me.
Oh, we can't say that I've like learning. I've played 9 holes so far in my golfing career and shot about 100 balls at the driving range. So that is the status report.
There you
go. Yes.
You've done more than I've done.
I didn't say it went anywhere. Oh my goodness. When I was doing the 9 holes, this is a sidetrack. This is totally a sidetrack. But when we were doing the 9 holes, it was last week. I could not make contact to save my life. We were doing 4-person best shot. And of course they're like looking at you, like waiting because I did it last because I wanted to watch them do theirs and then I could learn. So I like get all ready and I'm like, it's gonna be a good one. I'm breathing, I'm focusing on the ball. I have my chin down, all the things, and could not make contact to save my life. But I did eventually. I had lots of coaching. I had very, very patient partners. So it was fun.
Good for you.
Why do I want to say strike 1, strike 2, but that's a totally different
Yes.
So Brianna, anything else on your needles?
Nope, that's everything on my needles.
Okay, let me tell you about 2 more of my projects. I have a few others that I just started, but I will share those with you as I go. I started the Aurora vest. It's a pattern by Irene Lynn. I've never knit one of her patterns before, meticulously written. This is an oversized patterned vest.
Oh, wow.
And it is that purple that you are seeing. So it's supposed to have 12 inches of positive ease. And so I thought that these armholes were huge. They look big to me. But if you look at the pattern, she wears it over a dress. So the elongated arms allow like the sleeves of the dress to come through, and they're not going to get caught on each other. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like when I am finished. I am very happy with it. It is cropped. So I need to do just 2 more repeats of the pattern before I start the bind off. I did not finish this armhole yet. I wanted to see what that ribbing would look like, and I like it. It is a twisted rib, and I'll talk more about a tubular cast off and what I'm learning because that is new for me. Now the yarn I'm using is a Cascade yarn. It is called Anchor Bay in the deep violet colorway. I am knitting it on as a pattern calls for a US 4 and 6, 6 for the body, 4 for the ribbing. I'm knitting it on, I'm using the directions for a size 5 in her pattern. I think I bought the yarn last year when we were on our Canadian trip. I can't remember if I bought it in Canada or if I bought it in Montana on our way back. So I wish I'd have kept better track of that, but I didn't. I would call that $2 signs for the fiber and $2 for the pattern. The pattern currently is on sale for $7.50, which is usually a little bit more than I pay for patterns, but I am so impressed with the way it is written, the details, her construction. Our friend Angela knits a lot of Irene Lynn patterns, and she encouraged me to do this one. So thank you, Angela. I am thrilled. Maybe I'll be wearing it in the next podcast. If I'm not, it didn't go well. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you on my needles, our dear friend Cheryl that we see at the meetup every year asked me to do just kind of an informal knit along with her. And she and I selected the pattern Hollows by Melody Hoffman. She's also B Mandarins. And this is a pattern that's several years old. It's a kind of a crescent. You'll see that there's some ridges in the beginning with these eyelet holes. And then with short rows, do you see what it's creating the wedge on the side to make it a little wider? And I've just started the wedge on the other side. When those 2 wedges are done, I repeat this section again, and that will be the long crescent shawl. I'm doing short rows, so there are all of my markers. And I don't know who told me about this trick, but I'll share it with you. I need to do 18 short rows. So I put 18 of these light bulb stitch markers on the first stitch marker. And every time I do one, I just take one of these off and add it. But I know I'm done when I've used all of those stitch markers.
That is so smart.
Oh, and you know what? I'm showing you guys the wrong side. There's the right side. You probably see the ribbing bear. No, that is all upside down, right? There we go. Now the yarn is from my stash. It is Cascade Heritage Silk. It is in the blue Como colorway, but it is really the teal that you're seeing. So it's more bluey green than it is blue. So those look funny just hanging there. Okay. And I'm knitting it on a US, let me get this right, on a US 6. I gave $2 on the Frugalometer for the fiber and $2 for the pattern. That pattern currently is being sold on Ravelry for $6.55. I haven't chatted with Cheryl lately to see where she's at, but I'm trying to do like 4 rows a day on all of my projects. So this will be done. It'll take me yet a little bit of time for this to be done. All right, so that is what's currently on my needles. So Brianna, what is off your needles?
Okay. I have my first raglan by Jared Flood off my needles. It has not been blacked, so there's my caveat. But I knit it in Peace Fleece on a, I don't remember what needle size I knit it on, but I did alter the pattern just a little bit. I did the long balloony sleeves, but I did a long cuff because I like to roll my cuffs. And then you can still see my decrease markers in there. And then I also made it long and with a thick rib, but I put these slits to the side,
Oh, that looks so good, Brianna.
which will be so comfy. I'm looking forward to blocking it because the way that this bind off looks is not my favorite. It looks a little, I don't know what to call it, stiff, or it sticks out, you know. I would really like it to come in and look real clean and pulled together. So I'm gonna block it, see if I like it. If not, I'll just try a different cast off.
Good idea.
So we'll see.
You know, I think blocking will allow you to manipulate it.
Yeah. Sure.
That is a pretty color.
Thank you. And the piece fleece, I'm excited also to block it because I hear that the toothiness gets a lot softer when you block it. And right now I think I would have to wear something underneath of it just because it's kind of rough. But like you knit something in piece fleece, right? And I got to feel it and it was so soft.
Yeah, I did a cowl and it definitely got softer as you go. And I've never done this, but I hear people say that if you add a little bit of hair conditioner, your wool wash, that will soften the fibers as well. I've not done that, so I'm just passing on information I've heard from other people, but yeah.
You know, I just thought of something too. I did twisted rib on all of my ribbing. I don't know if the cast off matters for I think I did it like in pattern. I cast off in pattern, so my knits and purls. But I don't know if the twisted part makes a difference for how it looks. Because even my sleeves are, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder when you block it though, if that'll be in. And then sometimes at the right before it's totally dry, I throw it in the dryer for just like 5 minutes, and that tightens everything up. Now, it won't be enough to felt it or anything, I don't think, but if you're not happy with it when it's blocking, maybe try that before you rip it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
If anything, it's going to be big and cozy.
Yeah, and that's a great first pattern for a sweater, I think. Sure. Yeah. All right, Nikki, do you want to wow us with some more information?
Absolutely. Like I was saying earlier, I keep track of Ravelry comments and YouTube. And as of this week, you've had 944 different people comment on a combination of both.
Really? It's a fun
statistic.
Wow, that is fun. And now the other thing, I didn't prompt you for this, so you can just say no, thank you. I see your arms moving down there. What would you be doing with your hands right now? What would you be knitting, so to speak?
I'm rolling balls of yarn for you, for dozens, and I have one set here that I completed this week for Dawn that she
Look at that.
for, I know it's a project, right? That you're giving people these, or
yes, I'll explain that. So if anybody is interested in doing a yarn swap with me, let me know. But Nikki is taking all of my leftover yarns and all fingering weight, and she is putting them in 10 gram minis. Now, knowing Nikki, it's not 10 grams, it's probably 11 or 12. We talked about, people who order Advent kits, they can get a little pricey from year to year. And usually when you buy an Advent kit, there's a pattern that goes with it. So there's many scrappy or Advent patterns available on Ravelry. So a few of my friends here decided, instead of buying these expensive Advents, why don't we just put together 12 or 24 sets of our scrap yarn that's beautiful, and you wouldn't mind sharing the leftovers. So I had so many. Nikki's been doing this for me for, I don't know how long. I bet now, do you think we have 12 of those egg cartons full?
Oh, probably we're getting close. Yeah. I've got 6 more here.
I was going to do one swap, and then I said 2, but now if anybody else wants to swap, bring it on. I'll do a 12 gram mini swap or a 24, again, all fingering weight. I did not keep track of what the yarns were. So I would say, to be safe, I would do all hand washing. But you forget kind of how your scraps kind of pile up. So when you started, Nikki, I had no idea there'd be that many.
Yeah.
I did order those clear egg cartons on Amazon just because I thought it was a nice way to showcase the yarn. The one you showed is just beautiful with all of those jewel tones.
Yeah, and I'm doing this color right now. It's kind of cool.
Oh, it is. It's a gradient.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm not obviously know anything about yarns, but some of them are just really nice to work with. And so I have a better understanding when you guys say it feels like butter or whatever. Some of them are really, really nice.
Yeah, boy, especially talk about cashmere, merino, silk, those combinations.
So I'm hearing that she's not going to be frugal for very long when it comes to yarn.
Or would she ask us to knit something now?
She'll have requests.
Yeah, I really like that cashmere stuff, Dawn. All right, yeah, got it.
Hint,
All right.
hint.
I do have a few finished items since it's been a while since we've podcasted. In no particular order. This is the Mindfulness Shawl.
Ooh.
It is a pattern by Made with Loops. The link will be in Ravelry, or the link will be in our show notes. When you go to click on this pattern in Ravelry, it sends you to their website. So you ordered from a company from the UK. This was a yarn that I purchased when we were in Montreal. It is a little bit of details on it. It is Rico Design Superba Merino Linen Silk. It's colorway 1. Now, let's see if I can get it a little bit closer. Of course, I had to add mohair, didn't I? There you go.
Nice.
So I had some knit picks aloft in the white colorway that I held together. Now, this is a second mindfulness shawl I've knit. Those of you who watch Ruth Loves to Knit's podcast, I think she's on number 9 or 10 or 20 or something like that. It is a great social knitting. And you can see I tend to block pretty aggressively, so that edge is a little distorted. I knit this on a US size 6 and an 8. I put the pattern as a $2 sign. It's currently for sale for $5.91 at their website, and the yarn I gave is a $2. Now, you guys, I love these colors together, but I don't think I can wear the yellow, can I? What do you think? I don't know why I keep changing the angle, like that's going to change anything.
Maybe if you wore it under like a white collar shirt or something, like tuck it under the collar so it's not on your skin.
Yeah, it just wouldn't have to be, it's really soft, but yellow next to me makes me look yellow. Such a lovely hue. Okay. I like this one. I don't have plans to currently cast on another one, but if you're looking for either a great gift knit, you basically knit until you're happy with the size. So I knit till the skein was about, I think I had like 4 or 5 grams left. So not enough for a whole skein for you to roll there, Nikki.
Well, I have a lot of little ones for you.
Oh yeah.
See you again.
Oh, and sometime I'll talk about what I do with those too, that with your little leftovers. All right, now this is a great lesson to learn, Shawl. I love Melanie Berg, as you guys know. This is Melanie Berg's 2-fold shawl. It is an asymmetrical shawl. It is knit with hedgehog tweed. Oh, can you believe that? Isn't that beautiful? All those little tweedy bits. Now, I'm going to scoot it up a little bit. There's lace in there, and you can barely see it. So, bright pattern. Probably wrong yarn if you want the lace to show. Now, also, my gauge must have been off. I bought the amount of yarn called for. I could have done one more entire lace repeat and then the border, but I had barely any yarn left over. I'm very happy with the size. It goes like 90 some inches, and I think I'll wear it a lot. Now, in the pattern, she has little tassels hanging from here in all of the colors of the tweedy bits. I bought those little mini skeins, but do you think I know where they're at? I can't find them. So I think I will try to put the little tassels on. I don't know if I'll like them or not, but I'd like to try. And I think the tassels go on this bottom edge here. So, and they were little tassels, like maybe 2 inches. But I like this color. I think I'll wear it a lot. But if I did it again, I just wouldn't bother with the lace because you do all that work and then don't see it. Yeah, see, I kind of like that.
It's really pretty. I feel like that's a tough call with the tweed because you don't know how tweedy it's gonna be.
Now, this is a yarn she used in the pattern picture. She used a lime green. You can see that perfect. So it must have been the dark color. And then, but you don't see it, do you? I mean, I keep trying to tell myself I can see it, but you can't. So, a few more details about this. Did I tell you this already? I don't think I did. Knit on a US size 4. I gave it a $3 signs for the fiber. I gave it a $3 signs for the pattern. The pattern is currently on sale. I mean, you can buy it in Ravelry. I don't think there's a sale going on for $7.60. I needed to do a Melanie Berg, and this was a perfect one for that. And my goals for 2023, I did say I wanted to do a Melanie Berg pattern, so I can check that off.
Beautiful.
Right now, my whole sweater conundrum when I started that class with Olga and it didn't work out. So I started her pattern called Winter Suns. When it wasn't working, I switched to a Lisa Hans pattern called Walking in the Woods. So I don't know what to call this shawl. Is it Winter Suns? Is it Walking in the Woods? Is it Walking in the Sun? I don't know. But the whole black is what I did for Olga's class. And you can see I had a huge gauge problem. You can see right through it. But here is the mosaic that I added from the Lisa Hans pattern. And I think it turned out, oh, you know what? I'm backwards. There we go. I think it turned out, don't you?
That's beautiful.
This is the same yarn that I'm using for the hollow shawl, that Cascade Heritage Silk in the blue Como colorway. I just had to do some math to keep the black part of the shawl that I currently knit to match this. I did 2.5 repeats and then a very simple border. I think I'll wear this often as well. Check your gauge the next time you do a shawl. But yeah, so Cascade Heritage for both of my yarns. Black is just Cascade Heritage sock. The blue is Cascade Heritage Silk sock. I gave knit on a US 5 and a US 7 because that was based on the first pattern by Olga Jazzy. I gave it $2 signs for the fiber, and I gave the pattern $2 signs because I have 2 patterns. I don't know what to do with that. You know what? I'm gonna take that back. I did go $4 signs for the patterns because I had to buy 2 patterns. Winter Suns is on sale for $8 on Ravelry. And Walk in the Woods by Lisa Hans is $6.83. So, yeah. And I think when you wear the black next to me, it's not going to be nearly as see-through. So, I do like that combination of teal and black. Oh, okay. Do you need a little break on finished objects? Nikki, do you have something else you can share?
Yeah. Looking back, one of your episodes, number 46, January 9th of 2021, you had 391 comments. That's the most you've had on any episode.
300.
See, I love stuff like that. That is stuff I wouldn't think about, but when you say it, that is kind of fun. Wow.
That's a goofball in me. I like that stuff.
I do too. This is another row by row sampler cowl by Irene Designs. I had this done for the meetup. So I have worn it. I wanted a summer one. So you'll see the textured stitches there. What a beautiful pattern. I did go with a more narrow cast on, so it was a little tighter around the neck. You can look at those numbers if you're interested on my Ravelry page, and we'll be sure to include that link. This is Rowan Soft Yak DK. And it's in the Coast colorway or color number 248. I knit it on on US size 4 and 5 needles. It is just so nice to have it in a little lighter weight to wear. I should have put this on first, but yes, I love this cowl. This is the 3rd one now I think I've done. Yeah, I just like the way it fits. Of course, it's not gonna, there we go. Get a little bit better there. I don't know if it's supposed to have this ridge on it, but it always ends up in that ridge. So for me, I gave it $3 signs for the fiber. I gave it a $1 sign for the pattern. Irene, all the proceeds for the sale of this pattern went to defray the costs for the meetup. So to say thank you is, I don't even know if it's enough. It was just amazing that she was willing to do that. Yeah, so I love it. Boy, can you see that under a jean jacket too?
I like that color.
All right, last one. And this would be what we would call a COFO. Look at my hair, for Pete's sake. Which means I think it's a cast on and finished item since we met last. This is got an interesting name to it. Let me grab it. It is the number 18 textured cowl by Emily Jones. And you'll see it's just a round knit in the circle. Very simple textures. If you wanted to buy this pattern, it is in the Knit Simple magazine from the winter of 2014. My friend Sue and I did this together. We're going to have our local knitting group's going to have a holiday gathering in December, and we all thought it'd be fun to wear something holiday colors that we knit. So this is done in Malabrigo Rios in the Ravelry red colorway. It is knit on a US size 8. I gave it $2 signs for the fiber. It did take 2 skeins of Rios and $2 for the pattern. You can buy the individual pattern on Ravelry for $6.50. I'm so glad Sue suggested this. I think I'll get a lot of wear out of it. I don't know if I would have knit it had she not brought it to my attention. So I love that color. What a great simple knit if you're looking for something, and you could adjust it however you wanted for length based on the yarn that you have. All right, that is what's off my needles. Any golfing terms, Nicky, that you want to share with us?
Well, Brianna talked about it earlier about doing a 4-person best shot. And for those that don't know golfing, that's golfing with 4 people. You each hit each time and you pick the best one, which is usually the one closest to the hole. And you all pick up your balls, move it to that one. So you all hit from that spot. So it gives, anybody can hit that right shot at the right time. And so when you can excel and get that shot, then you get closer. You just do that all the way till you put the ball in the hole. So often tournaments are that 4-person best shot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a confession, Nicky.
Oh no.
Why is our youth coming back to us? I called and asked you a golfing question.
You did?
Golf club covers.
Yeah.
It was for you. Look at them.
Oh, wow.
So you have to explain what the one means.
The one is your driver. That's the one that you tee off with at the beginning of each hole. Those are fantastic. I love them.
The 3 is a different.
Yeah, smaller head, won't get as much distance, and that's the 5. Oh, look at that. Those are so cool.
So if you like the pom-poms, I have enough yarn to do pom-poms. If you don't, I can take that one off.
Oh, no. That's cool.
Right.
Those are my colors. That's all my head covers right now.
I know. So my friend Kathy really was doing them for her family. But she said I should ask you which clubs you have. And I'm thinking, I don't know what that means. So I had to call you. And so when I called Nicky and asked her I was going to surprise my friend Kathy and knit these for her. That was the lie.
Oh, okay. You're forgiven.
Yeah. So let me know some time what you think about the pom-poms. I can go bigger, but I kind of thought that size looked nice.
Yeah.
And then let me know if you think Donna would like a set.
Okay. Yeah, those are fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Now, this is yarn. I thought I kept the label. Oh, I did. This is a yarn from my stash, Big Twist. If I read it right, I think I bought it at Joanne's. And it's 100% acrylic. And I think why that may be important for golfing is it won't retain moisture.
Good.
So I think that Kathy said that's important too, but I was like,
whatever that means.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the pattern is called Hand Knit Golf Club Covers. It's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern by Marnie Reeser, I would say her name is, if I spelled it right or pronounced it right. It's on a US 8. I followed the pattern. It was well written. Now, she said some people have a 4 too, so I don't know if you have a 4.
Oh, you have all kinds, so yeah.
So
No,
if
that's
you
fine.
if you need different numbers or whatever, let me know. So
That's a great way to do that with the stripe.
yeah. So
Oh, thank you, sis.
oh, you're welcome. So you'll have to know if you want me to mail them or just the next time we're together or whatever. So see, I knew I could get you talking some golf. All right. So that is what we're working on, what's on and off our needles. Just a few, if you wouldn't mind, we can go around and say what it is we're learning these days with either life or our knitting or our golfing. Do you want to start first, Brianna?
Yep, I can start first. My learning is definitely tied to my ranunculus because I've ripped it out so many times, but well, 4 times. But what I'm learning is just to slow down and knit when I have the time to, because I think I am moving so quickly through all my activities, and I get home and there's a lot of things to do. I think, oh, I don't have time like to slow down and knit that. But I mean, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. And it's amazing. I did that a couple times this week. It's just, I have 30 minutes. I'm going to sit down and not think about anything else for 30 minutes. And how refreshed I felt afterwards. You know, I probably only did a couple rows, but definitely worth it. So that's what I'm learning right now, is choosing to slow down and not think about anything else and just doing that for 30 minutes.
That is precious. I saw a meme this week that said, when my yarn unwinds, so do I. I thought how nice that is. Because for me too, I just think I can feel it, right? I can feel just everything slow down. I'm sure I'm more fun to be around or more pleasant to be around. But there's something about that rhythm. I don't know if it's the rhythm of the needles, the yarn moving through your hands, you're doing something you love, you're creating something. I just find great peace when I'm doing that. So I alluded to what I was learning. I was learning the tubular bind off. Oh, that's the inside. You probably don't want to see that. I think that gives such a lovely finish. I think that looks very professional and very clean. I followed a video by Chili Dog that walked you through it step by step for 1x1 ribbing. I think, why have I not been doing this cast off or bind off on other projects? I just think it's a little putzier. It's a sewn bind off. So to me, it's kind of like doing a Kitchener stitch, but a little more simple, very rhythmic once you got into it and you could read it. But I love the look of that. I wonder what that would look like at the top of a sock. I'd be tempted to try that sometime.
Is it stretchy?
It is very stretchy, yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. And yeah, I like twisted rib too. It kind of tightens things up like your sweater. I love the look of that. And to me, it's not hard to do at all. It's just that little extra twist. But what is it about? So I've done a tubular cast on before, like in the ranunculus. This is my first tubular bind off. I wonder now if ranunculus says to do a tubular bind off, but by the time I got to the ribbing, I was ready to be done. And I just did a typical bind off. But yeah, I love learning new things. And I love it when there's good video tutorial that talks you through it step by step, and that I can keep hitting repeat if I need to. All right, Nikki, you learning anything?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of Brianna. Now that I'm doing the balls a lot, every night I sit on an exercise ball and do all my back exercises. I have found it so relaxing to do this while I sit on my ball and listen to my oldies music. It's just a nice way to end the day when I'm doing that kind of stuff. And it's just relaxing. It's just ready. Okay, now I'm ready to go to bed. So, but I really find it comforting to do that.
And then you must just keep your little scale somewhere close.
Yep, it's always right there. So I can lay it down and just measure them or weigh them and yeah. Not that my life is hectic or anything, but it's just a nice way to end the day.
Even though you're retired, your days are full.
Yeah.
You're busy doing what you want to do. And
yeah, that's true.
just a few little tidbits of administration before we sign off for today. There are only 2 cowls that are currently running as part of our podcast. The one that is ongoing is called the Finish, Fix, Flip, or Frog cowl. Again, if you get a chance to look through some of those projects that people are doing one of those 4 things, the inspiration is endless. And so we will draw for another winner from that cowl in episode 100. The other ongoing cowl that we're part of is the Burra cowl. That is a pattern by Marie Wallen. It's a color work cowl. It was so fun. And if I can figure out how to put the picture in from the meetup, everybody who was working on that cowl, whether it was finished or still in the bag and hadn't even been started yet, or everything in between, we took a group picture. Now, if you get a chance, the last episode of 3-Ply Podcast, Irene shows hers. And she just says some funny things about what it's going to be, because it'll never be a cowl, she said. There's a tease to go watch that episode, but oh, did she make me laugh. I wish I'd remembered I gave mine away to, do you remember the lady I gave it to who said she just loved it so much and she likes the woolly wools, but she didn't knit along with it. So I told her as long as I could wear it for the picture, she could have it afterwards. So I'm sure she's enjoying it. And what a great thing to be able to gift it to somebody who appreciates it, who will wear it. And I love the process of learning the color work. I just probably was not going to wear that finished item. So I just draw every once in a while when there's some people who have posted. So you can post into our Ravelry page. All the other podcasters that are participating all have giveaways going. So I would enter yours in every single. Some are saying you can do Marie Wallen, other patterns. Ours is running till the end of the year. And at the meetup, we decided there is no double dog dare for next year. Because the Burra cowl is, we all learned a lesson about double dog dares. So lastly, we wanted to do honorable mentions. I don't know, Nicky or Brianna, if you have any honorable mentions you'd like to talk about?
Oh, I would just say everybody was so kind at the meetup, included me. I'm not a knitter, but they were asking about golf, and it was just nice to feel a part of it, even though I'm not a knitter. But thank you for all the kind things you told me along the way too. So thank you.
Yeah, you are definitely a major part of that meetup. So thank you for all your help too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would just echo that. The community, huge shout out just to the community and how everybody binds together. And just, I just feel like every single one of us thoroughly enjoyed the mini meetup and how chill it was and how refreshing to see everybody's faces. Like I haven't been as connected to the podcast this last year, but wow, it was so nice to see everybody's faces and reconnect with everybody, and had so much fun with, trying to remember her podcast name.
Oh, Beth from Pandemic Knitter.
Yeah. Because we went shopping. It was her and Cheryl and some ladies. And that was so much fun. I think that was the day where we left before lunch and we didn't get back till after dinner. And that's when you and Aunt Penny were trying to decide, do we text her? Is she okay? Like, and Aunt Penny's like, she's an adult.
I was like, what just kills me?
Yes. But yeah, I can't tell you how much I enjoy every one of those ladies at the mini meetup and all the people who are just so gracious in the podcast.
Yeah, we always say we leave there with a full heart, and that was so true this year. The overwhelming, first of all, we're not going to do too much of a recap because every other podcaster has done a much more thorough job. So feel free to watch those. I'll try to scroll the names of the other podcasters across the bottom of the screen here. But just statistically, if anybody's interested, I can't believe I'm saying statistics. I think, Nicky, 83 people attended, which is within 1 or 2 of the number that attended last year. So that seems to be a happy place for us. The whole idea of back to the basics, I think, was overwhelmingly a hit. Thank you for everyone who gave all of us gracious gifts. That is always beyond our words. It's one of those things that it's easier to give than receive, but we appreciate your hard work and your efforts. We have not decided about the plans for next year, and it's a little early for us to start thinking that far ahead. So as that time gets closer, we will share with you information on that. And again, thank you to Irene for gifting the proceeds from her pattern, because that helped it be successful, and that is always gracious as well. On Penny's behalf, she would give you oodles of hugs and kisses and wows. The amount of yarn that people donated for the nursing home she is working for is unbelievable. Now, her vehicle was almost totally full with yarn for the nursing home. Several people since then have sent me messages asking if they could send her more. They were unable to go to the meetup, but they wanted to help her. People donated cash as well, because she was explaining how important bingo prizes are at the nursing home. And a young lady used to work at a nursing home, and she agreed that there needed to be nice bingo prizes. So she gave a cash donation for Penny to buy nice bingo prizes. So thank you from her. Thank you from us. The overwhelming generosity of the knitting community continues to amaze us, and we are very humbled by it all, as well as grateful. So we can't have an episode end without what would Nicky say, and I don't have to read it today because she's here. So Nicky, what would you say?
Take the time to admire your accomplishments, whether it is a sweater, a pair of socks, or a round of golf. Your heart will be full, and you will have a spring in your step the rest of the day.
How is that? That is perfect. Some plans for our podcasting. I think the three of us will be able to podcast probably once a month. We may try to do some little snippets, like maybe 10 or 15-minute videos in between, either on specific topics, or maybe we could interview a frugal guest, or maybe interview like some of our brothers. We think that would be fun. So we don't know if that would actually be able to be published or not, but we'll know after it's taped. But just so you know, we are still here. Definitely will see us at least once a month, maybe a little more often with some shorter videos. So if there's nothing else, we sure hope that this week is a twist of both the frivolous and the frugal, and we will see you back in a few weeks. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.